Katherine Dunham is known as the matriarch and queen mother of Black dance. She was born in Chicago the year 1909 and was born to a French-Canadian mother and African-American father. At a young age, Katherine became interested in dance. However, she initially focused on her family's wish for her to become a teacher like her brother Albert. She then attended the University of Chicago and became one of the first African-American women to attend UOC. She earned her bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degree in anthropology. She learns that much of Black culture in America originated from Africa, and so she begins to focus her studies on dance in African diaspora. While going to school in Chicago, Katherine Dunham begins to study ballet with Ludmila Speranzeva in 1928. This teacher introduces Dunham to many influential Spanish dancers such as La Argentina, Quil Monroe, and Vincent Escudero. Dunham later studies ballet with Mark Turbyfill, Ruth Page, and Vera Morova. Morova exposes Dunham to East Indian, Javanese, and Balinese dance forms. In the year 1929, Katherine was given money from the Rosenwald Foundation, who offered to pay for any studies that would contribute to her dance career. She spent 2 years in the Caribbean studying all aspects of dance and motivation behind dance. She traveled to Trinidad and Jamaica, but Haiti was where she found her personal and artistic growth. Katherine Dunham then forms a dance company in 1930 called Ballet Negre. This company becomes one of the first African-American dance companies in America. The company debuts a year later and disbands after lack of engagements after the performance. Dunham proposes the idea to open a school for young Black dancers to her ballet teacher, Speranzeva. She wanted to teach young African-American dancers about their heritage. Speranzeva suggests to Dunham that she should let go of ballet and go more modern, and she takes this to heart. She then suggests to Dunham that she should develop her own style, and she does. This is where it all begins, and a year later, 1932, Dunham opens her first dance school, the Negro Dance Group. Katherine Dunham revolutionized American dance in the 1930s. She was one of the founders of anthropological dance movement and has been credited with bringing Caribbean and African influences to a European-dominated dance world. In 1934, Katherine performed at the Chicago Opera and danced the leading role in Ruth Page's ballet called La Guillaume Blessée, The Devil Woman. After this performance, she assisted Ruth Page in other productions and acted as a guest artist occasionally. In 1944, Katherine rented Isadora Duncan's studio in New York and opened the KD School of Art and Research. In 1945, she opened her second school in New York named Dunham School. Artists like Marlon Brando and James Dean took classes. Alvin Ailey also took classes and is considered as the person that was most influenced by Katherine Dunham's technique. She later founded the Katherine Dunham Dance Group, and this later developed into the famous Katherine Dunham Company. Her company was solely focused on African American and Afro-Caribbean dance. They toured for 2 decades, performing for audiences in 57 different countries. Katherine shook the world up. When she toured Europe, it became the first time Europe had seen Black dance as an art form. Her presence on stage was described as an unmitigated, radiant force providing beauty with a feminine touch full of variety and nuisance. Dunham left an impact on the post-war generation, as they had never seen anything so powerful and culturally different. Dunham later appeared in many popular films of her company and wrote many books throughout her life. She became the first African American to choreograph for the Metropolitan Opera, and she was at her peak during the 30s and 50s, and she just kept going. In 1967, Dunham opened the Performing Arts Training Center and the Dunham Dynamic Museum in Illinois. Katherine Dunham is mostly credited for her advancements towards a more culturally influenced dance world. When she wasn't involved in the arts, she also used her position to teach and strategize and solve social problems created by racism and poverty. She used her talent and insight to redirect the energy of violent street gangs through the performing arts. Miss Dunham's efforts continue today at her centers in the St. Louis metropolitan region. She was also politically active on both domestic and international rights issues and made national and international headlines by staging a hunger strike of 47 days in 1993 at the age of 82. This was to protest the U.S. government's repatriation policy for Haitian immigrants. She attempted to raise people's consciousness in the United States about issues in Haiti. Katherine then later died May 2006 when she was 96 years old. Katherine Dunham's legacy still remains today through the students she's taught and through her schools, which are still open.